Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of Super Rugby Pacific. This one, Moana Pacifica at home, taking on the Crusaders. Now, this game could either go one of two ways. It's either going to be quite a close game, bit of a nail-biter, or the Crusaders are going to come out in this contest and just be able to kind of dominate from the get-go. Hopefully, it is the first option, though we have seen a couple one-sided affairs for Moana already this year. They did pick up the first round victory over the Fijian Roar, but with the exception of that, and a big loss to the Blues, and also a bit of a one-sided game up against the Chiefs. And there is what we have got Matthew in the chat. See, kia ora, Hamish bro. Let's go the Crusaders. Says Matt. And also, I know, I'll just remove that message. My bad, says NZ Riot. I'm not sure what one that was. And Moana Pacifica not having a good season so far, so let's see what they do about it, I guess. Says NZ Ryan, and they've got a couple changes across the starting lineup, including a massive return in the number 12 jersey of Julian Savia back into the team. Glenn Vaihu's been in some pretty handy form, and also Pellegrini at 10 can offer a lot when it comes to attack. But looking through at the starting lineup, Tito Tui Pelotu starts at number 1, Millennium Sanarevi at 2, and Sam Molly slots in as the number 3. Atu Molly, I should say, in that tight head. Prop roll Tom Savage alongside Alan Craig in the locking duo. Miracle Faialangi, the captain at 6. Nico Jones 7 and Samisi Tupotaeloa closes out the 4-pack as the number 8. Joel Lamb and Patrick Pellegrini as that 9 and 10 combination. Glenn Vaihu out on the left wing. Julian Savia and Lalomilo as the midfield. Tavita Latu out on the right wing. And William Havili at number 15. For the Crusaders, Finley Brewis, George Bell and Fletcher Null as the front rowers, Taylor Cahill and also the returning Jamie Hanna at 5. Ethan Blackadder, Johnny Lee, after getting himself 2 tries on debut, he plays as the 7. And Christian Leo Willie, again, he is there as the closing option for the Crusaders pack. Noah Hotham and Cooper Grant, new combination that we haven't seen for the Crusaders. No Reves Rehana in the starting lineup for this game. And also no Taha Kimura. They are missing both of those two men. Sever Reese out on the left. Dallas McLeod and Braden Enor in the midfield with Jay Fiaki out on the right and Will Jordan at number 15. We have got there. How was your day, Hamish? It's been a bit busy so far, but we're back now. We're ready to go. Spoiler when you are ready. I assume it's either going to be the Warriors or the Reds versus Fiji and Roar game, Kiwi Rob. One of those two, and I do actually know the results of both, but go for it, I guess. We have got Crusaders all day, says Chris. And also morning, says Kyle. Welcome in. Hi all, and Hamish, says Robert. And hello again. How did cricket go? It was stressful. And I'm talking like pure, just not wanting to watch what was going to happen next. But all I'm going to say, well, I'll probably say a bit more later on. But for now, all I'm going to say is we have to play again tomorrow. Good morning from a quiet Abu Dhabi in the UAE, says Zakai. Welcome in. And also, Waza, top of the table, says Kiwi Rob. And enjoy the game, says Jan Lu. And also the Crusaders all day, says Chris there too. Do let me know, of course, your score predictions for this game. Partly cloudy for this game taking place up in Auckland. 20 degrees Celsius. Little bit of wind, but honestly, it should be a really free-flowing type of game between these two teams. A few smiles on the face of the Moana Pacifica players as well. They are fired up, ready to go for this one. Will Jordan is going to be leading this Crusader side out. He is also the captain, RP Chuck Norris. And up the wires, Tigers next, says BTW Padza. Ethan Blackadder also looking to have a bit of a statement game here. He is up against Miracle Faialangi, who has a lot of hype around him in terms of what he's been able to do for Moana from that number 6 jersey. It is raining like cats and dogs in South Africa. Does that mean the URC games later on are going to be heavily affected by rain, Kyle? Hopefully they aren't too bad. Nice little look there between Will Jordan and Miracle Faialangi towards each other. They make their way down the tunnel out towards the field. As they go media, so Tigers might be effed. Hello, says Pro Pleb. Welcome in. I hope you are doing very well. If you're excited for this game, there is still another one just around the corner taking place between the Blues and the Waratahs. That one will be the 9:35 p.m. kickoff. A decent crowd on the far side of the field, probably, says Kyle there. But a big opportunity for Joel Lamb. Jonathan Tamatine out with the injury. Also for the Moana Pacifica side, they are missing Malani Matavao due to injury. They've got Nini to make his way off of the bench. Another big opportunity, though, on the Crusaders side of things is Cooper Grant, the youngster, to have his Super Rugby debut. Boyle up for tea tonight. Says Matthew in there. It's definitely a lot fancier than what I had. They're just showing there support for Cooper Grant in the stands. It's rained here last night, and it wasn't even the result of cloud seeding. Says Zakai, just back from Super Round of Club Rugby. FMG was quite nice. Being a neutral, says Jasmine. What's your opinion on Jason Holland going to the Blues next season? Didn't even hear that it was happening. What role is he doing? Like forwards coach or what's the role he's going to have? Probably Victoria. Then it could be affected by rain, says Kyle. Paulie says, thanks so much for this. Your effort is great. We'll join when funds available, says Paul. And there as well. And yeah, it is greatly appreciate you being here. It is like always awesome to see so many new faces. Head coach says Kiwi Rob. He might go all right. Are you happy with it, Kiwi Rob? You're a Blues man rather than myself. Nice take from Nico Jones at the start of this contest. Moana Pacifica in possession. They will need a lot of the ball here. Up against the Crusaders. Heck yeah, Hamish was a good halfback. Says Mark. I put $2 on Johnny Lee getting a try. Says Pro Pleb. Going away to the left-hand side for Christian Leo Willie. A fend off Miracle Fire. Langu manages to slap the ball back onto the side of Moana. Now going left-hand side. Warriors are doing well. That's 3 from 3. It certainly is. It's a bit early to say that it's the Warriors' year, but it's looking a bit closer, isn't it? I saw a skinny prop today, says Jasmine. How skinny are we talking, though? All knock on there from Atumoli, picked up by the Crusaders. Now Hotham. Across to the right-hand side, George Bell goes to Braden in, or Johnny Lee with the fend. Dragged down by his opposite number, Nico Jones. Not just 3 from 3, but 3 big wins too. Says BTW Bedze, how tall are you, Hamish? I think like 180, I think, maybe. Somewhere around there. Oh, Hotham, back across to the left-hand side. Fletcher Null going on. Cooper Grant can't quite find hands. So we'll go back for the initial penalty. Don't jinx us, Sir Hamish. Says Kiwi Rob, and 3 tries for Will Jordan, my guess, says Richard. I'd say it was about 95 to 100 kgs. And please don't mention Warriors score. Watching it later on, says Sharon. Okay, I would definitely recommend keeping a very slight eye on the chat then, because someone's going to come in later on, I can guarantee you, maybe within the next 15 minutes, and say what the scoreline was. So just be very wary, is all I'm going to say. It will be very hard to avoid a spoiler in a game taking place between these two sides, if that makes sense. 6 foot, says Mark. George Bell throws it in. All available here for the Crusaders. Rolling more. It's going backwards quite quickly at this point in time. George Bell looking off to the side, asking for a penalty. Referee says no. Now Dallas McLeod receives the pass above his head. No David Havili for this game. Hotham cross to Che Fiaki. Looks like an injury here for Moana on the near side. Hello, thank you, says Sharon. Can't wait for the Blues game tonight. Should be an intriguing one to see what the Waratahs can do at home. Definitely after they've had a couple slight mistakes. Right, it's actually Julian Savia who's down, ladies and gentlemen. He has only just come back from a full-time, or like a long-term injury. He looks like he's in a huge amount of pain. Also, how fast are you, Hamish? Not very. I think is the best way of describing it. Call me Luke. I don't mind, says Luke there. Going to see the replay. Savia, it's just in the breakdown. Unfortunately, his arm was there. It's Cooper Grant, the youngster, who comes in to try and clean him out of that breakdown. Just hit Savia with a stinger by the looks of it. Okay, you can play lock then. Maybe for like an under-12s team. I don't think I've got the height to play lock for any older team than that. You know, on the Black Cats is Proteas tomorrow night? Probably not now, unfortunately, because, well, it depends. The chance of us being finished cricket by the time that it starts is a bit 50-50, because we did finish earlier today, but then that was also because neither of the sides batted their full 40 overs. I was just putting a rugby team together, am I? I guess, well, it's just me and the team. We do see now Taveta Offa making his way onto the field. That is for Julian Savia, who looks like he is really badly damaged that shoulder. 183 centimetres, and I play lock. Says BTW Pads, and out Julian Savia. Maybe he should retire, says NZ Riot. It's a big shame, though, isn't it? Because he's just come back. And they were talking about the X factor that he could have brought to this Moana side. Quick tap taken. It was for a not straight line out. No, we get people from the chat to join us. Says BTW Padza. That one's going to be going off to the left-hand side. Noah Hotham hangs on to it. Can't quite link up with Jordan. Now gets it away to George Bell. Flick pass out the back door. Braden Enor gets close to the line and he's got it down. Crusaders score the try early. And Moana have been weak on D this season. Attitude or skill issue. Says JP. I don't think it's a lack of attitude. Or like the attitude that they have is why they've been struggling. I think it's just, you know, when you really think about it, this side had about 15 new players. So to be able to all of a sudden all be on the same page and defend beautifully from the get-go is pretty much just never going to happen. Like, I think that Moana will probably be a side that actually gets stronger as the season wears on. Oh, yeah, I've got there great try, says Zakaya. Do you think rugby can be more or less dangerous than boxing, says Pro Pleb? Depends. I feel like there are things that happen in rugby that don't happen in boxing, and there are things that happen in boxing that don't happen in rugby. I thought they were about to check that one. Making a Super Rugby debut tonight for Cooper Grant. Already getting that early kicking opportunity. Is really not an easy kick. Right next to the sideline, probably about 35 out on the angle. And Cooper Grant, he hits it high and just misses away to the left-hand side. Hello, welcome back, says Hannah. Welcome in. If you are doing very well. I still got quite a few coming up later on tonight. This is Crusaders' third. Number 10, says Zakaya. I'd say probably would be the third choice that they're going for. They don't have Reves Reihana or Taha Kimura for this game. Going to be kicked off long now by Moana Pacifica. Find themselves down by the 5 points now. Will Jordan linking up with Sever Reese. Gets the pass back to Jordan. And hello, welcome back. No more South African lads then, says Jason. No. Although I did see all the like messages you guys were saying. Some of you were pretty harsh, to be fair. Didn't seem like it was necessary. It's going to be a quick tap. Oh, no. In fact, they're going to leave this one. They're going to kick this one towards the sideline. And Jason's probably going to earn himself a timeout if he keeps on putting the Warriors score, because someone, it was specifically said that they didn't want to know it, but I did also warn them, so I think they may have left at this stage. So, Hamish, hope you're well. Says it, man. And also, we have got there who else can kick in the Saders. Probably Chaifiaki. He normally kicks them over from over 50 metres. I want to pick any players for the ABs that are leaving at the end of 2026. What do you think, Hamish? They probably won't. That's going to be now a free kick going the way of Moana Pacifica. Big shows to fill, and he failed sadly, says Neil. As in, like, the fill-in for us. But at the same time, you guys would have had 2 hours of no commentary had I not, like, tried to organise a fill-in. So, like, I'm very appreciative that he was even willing to help us out. Because, like I said, there were many above him who said no straight away. So, you know, like, it could have been 2 hours of nothing. Now, Sabisi Tupo Tailoa wrestled down and off to the left-hand side. Now, quick hands from Sabisi Tupo Tailoa again. Now, skip past William Hartveli on the outside. I wasn't the only one. Jason's making Warriors score loud and clear. Yeah, Jason doesn't like surprises. He likes everyone to just know exactly what's going to happen. Could be others that have just joined who don't want to know as well. Yeah, although it's pretty optimistic, I would say, to go on a rugby-related stream and not see a rugby result, even if it's rugby league. Just because, like, people will be very happy, and of course we'll get to hear it's their year again in the near future. Ball's still there for Moana. Going off to the left-hand side. Glenn Vaihu kicks it in behind. I'm back up the Saders. Have the Blues win with a bonus point. Where would that leave us, says Kiwi Rob? I haven't actually done the maths. It depends a little bit on where the Crusaders finish here. So you're much better off waiting till the end of this game and then finding out what that would do to the stands. We have got there. How did you do on the cricket? It was stressful. I mentioned about it earlier on too, but we were in control, and then it came down to the last wicket partnership for us to get over the line. And it was two guys who don't normally have to bat that much that were then relied upon to score the final runs up against what was a really dangerous bowling attack near the end of the game. That's a good kick in behind from Super Reese. It's just drifted into touch. Sub says Gavin. Do appreciate that. And Will Jordan is the key player for the Crusaders. And Canterbury Crusaders says Roger there. The Bulls had an insane game yesterday. Played very well by the looks of it, though, in terms of the scoreline. But a good kick downfield. Sever Reese frustrated with the fact that that one just went into touch. Are you saying you sucked? No. No, not really. We won up against the top qualifier. So I feel like if that's sucking, then I want to... I was about to say I want to suck every weekend, but that sounds a little bit dodgy. Where's the guy that hates Will Jordan? Says Gavin. I think he's just above you, the Kiwi Rob comment. My son got 23 runs in his cricket. Says Ange, nicely done. And $1 on Will Jordan being second try scorer, says Pro Pleb. Now Patrick Pellegrini, after the penalty is awarded for Moana Pacifica. And it's going to be the line out now for this Moana Pacifica team. They are currently down by 5. So not quite where they want to be sitting. We have to get there. Hi, Paulie again. Why can't people just focus on the game in hand, nauseating? Says Paul. There have been a lot of stoppages in said game, though, unfortunately, which is why we've been distracted easily. Atu Molly now has the ball, though. Territory at the moment, 61% for the Crusaders. You saw that injury of Julian Savia that kept him out of the action for a little while. And sadly now looks like it might have been a season end. Another penalty awarded to Moana Pacifica. Are you covering the Black Caps tomorrow? Love your commentary. Possibly not. As I've got now a cricketing final to play. If we're back in time, maybe. But nothing confirmed as of yet. Moana have a decision to make here. They want to go for the 3 points, or do they want to go for the 7? And it looks like the corner is the option. This one's put into touch by Pellegrini. About 10 metres from the try line. They won 194-150. Nice. Comfortable win in the end. Congrats on your cricket win, says Anthony. Thank you. Though we do need to still get another one tomorrow. But sometimes the game is boring, so you have to talk about something else, says Bad to the Bone. And it's also just the stoppages, unfortunately. Like, it's a long time to fill in every time that we have a scrum, purely because of the fact that throughout these games we've been seeing 15 of them. Ball's still there for Moana, though. 6 metres out from the try line. Alan Craig. Tackled by the youngster Johnny Lee. 2 tries on debut for him. Joel Lamb, right, for Samisi Tupo Tailoa. Manages to bump off Hotham initially. No 7s do then because of cricket, says Kiwi Rob, although it doesn't overlap with cricket. But we probably won't be doing the 7s do for the first day anyway. And morning, well done for your team, says Mohadin. Another knock on here. Mistake there from Moana, and guess what? We've got another scrum. What is your score prediction for this game tonight? If the Crusaders... Oh no, that's Ange actually. 2 matches for Johnny Lee. 2 tries, although of course this is his second match. Good luck, mate. I'm sure you guys will pick up the win. So here's Anthony. Just a little bit too low there. For the pass of Atu Molly. Crusaders, I think here we'll just see them try and exit. Are you through to the final? We are, yes. And Hamish, are you okay? I've got a few sore muscles, but other than that, I'm doing all right. I predict Crusaders 35-15. Okay, so going a little bit one-sided in that regard. 12.5 minutes through. Crusaders still leading by the 5 points. Currently, the Crusaders scrum has a 96% success rate throughout Super Rugby Pacific. 25-1. 1 loss, 60-10 in favour of the Crusaders, says Ange. up the wash. I assume that's Waz. Yep, Waz corrected there. And go hard in your cricket. Can't believe you do this. And other stuff, go you. I've seen my dollars very soon, says Paul there. Who's the referee today? I don't recognise him. It's Angus Maybe. He's the man in charge of this game. 50th Super Rugby match for Fletcher Null. Scrum reset here, so he'll get to go back into his work in the very near future. Waiting patiently for this one to go in. Still only 5 metres out from their own line. Bit of pressure there and a big push from the Crusaders pack. Noah Hotham dragged down just 5 metres out from the try line. That's a knock on from Braden Enor. Missed on the ground. And no, now they've found it. And it is going to be a scrum feed for Moana Pacifica. I'm here, bro. Who scored? Says Jordan. Try scorer in the end was Dallas McLeod. Or was it Enor? It might have been Enor, actually. Does anyone know? A stream Super Rugby is easily the easiest one in New Zealand is Sky Sport. Unfortunately, that is a paid option, though. Please read the message. Please wish us for Ed. For Ed. Enor scored the try. Says Akaya there. I don't know, I was thinking about Enor for fantasy. Territory at the moment, 68%. I've just seen for the cricketing group chat, they've just messaged to let everyone know that the final is at 1 p.m. tomorrow. In other words, don't go too heavy on the beverages tonight. Whereas I'm going to be staying up streaming for the evening. Now, stepping. Oh, that's a big shot there. I think they've said that he was dropping down Pellegrini, but he's still taking it right in the mush. Ball stolen again by the Crusaders. Jamie Hanna has this ball. Jack Lamb tackles him only 4 metres out from their own line. Cooper Grant kicked the conversion. He missed it out to the left-hand side. As a celebration at the end of Ramadan, says Zakaya, no, I've got Pellegrini. Well, he's got a sore face at the moment. It looks like he is back up to his feet, but I'd love to see a replay of what actually happened there. It seemed like it was Hotham who was going in to make the tackle and just the dipping of Pellegrini. He is all right by the looks of it. We're going to see the replay now. He just ends up slipping over a little bit. It will now be the line out for Sanarevi. It almost looked like it was a bit of obstruction on Ethan Black at Hotham right on the ball and manages to win the penalty for the Crusaders. Ooh, thought about a quick tap too there. I've Grant as my 10, says BTW Padza. So is that based more of what you know of him or just what you feel like you're going to see from this Moana team as to why you went with him? It's a third penalty now against Moana Pacifica as the Crusaders boot that ball into touch about 45 metres out. Probably a lower score than people were expecting after 16 minutes for this game. Let's go Moana. I'll show some mana, says Mark. I've seen that Crusaders number 23. I think he's a winger. 6'4", 180 kgs. Is that Curtis McDonald? I can't think of him, but if I saw him, I'd probably recognise him. Now going off to the left-hand side, moving on nicely. Will Jordan trying to carve his way through a gap, puts the ball on the inside to Leo Willie, offload to McLeod. 2 men with him. Fiaki, drawing pass out to Sever Reese. And I may have jinxed that a little bit by saying that we hadn't seen as many points as some were expecting. That's probably now why we're seeing the try from Sever Reese. You want Proteas to win both games tomorrow, says Kiwi Rob. I mean, it would be good to see the Black Caps secure the series, but at the same time, if I'm going to the last one, it would be, of course, nice to see it be 2-2. But if the Black Caps deserve to win the fourth, then they can absolutely go for it. I didn't go with Grant at 10 because I'm a Marcos fan. He's not been very good for us, says Jordan. And sorry, won't be able to watch you today, says Mohadin. That is no worries. Will he get the assist? In the end, Che Fiaki, the man who did the last pass. What's the point in fantasy? Can you win cash? You can win, I think it's $10,000 worth of prizes if you do it as a part of the Super Rugby League. Outside of that, it's normally just people do it for a bit of fun. And as we have got there, I just learned about Vaikaso Pulanaiti the other day, 6'8", 130 kgs power lock. How did we let this beast slip under or away from our hands? Are you going to the women's game on Wednesday? The end of it I will be, but probably not the start of it, as I won't be able to get up to Christchurch in time. So I think they start at about 2, don't they, or somewhere around there. But we probably won't be up until maybe 5:36. I just like we let Will Skelton and Miafu go. Says Jordan. And the Sadist says till Bruce. That kick has gone over. And it does make the score 12 points to 0 now. Who scored first try for the Crusaders? It was Braden Enor. Was able to cross the try line first. Drop ball from Jamie Hanna, picked up by Miracle Whailangi, as Moana looked to get straight back on the attack. Jack Lamb goes across to the left-hand side. The advantage is over. William Harvili, the big dummy cell. And up the Saders says Chris Hayes. I'm out on the farm and still listening to you while I work, says Matthew. So you are doing plenty of multitasking by the sounds of it. Hopefully the animals are all behaving. Unless, of course, it's a farm without animals and instead crops. I'd like to think they would be behaving. Oh, offload on the inside. Attempted there from Joel Lamb. Bit of miscommunication, but then Hotham just chucks it straight back into the hands of Moana. I now have $1 on Will Jordan being the third try scorer. Says Pro Plebe. I could have bagged this guy as soon as he turned, or we could have bagged this guy as soon as he turned 18 in the NPC. Then develop him for a Super Rugby team, says Tano 2. And no different than Skelton or Antonio, both bigger than Avaikoso. Says bad to the bone. Tupo Tailoa wrestled down. And same as Will Skelton and Miafu. The next one that comes through, we have to get him. Says Jordan. Ball is still there for Nico Jones. Manages to get it back over his head to Tom Savage. He's bumped off a couple. Nice meters being made at the moment from Moana. Offload there. Good hands from, I believe it was, Tavita Latu. Now bounce pass to Tavita Offa. Made his way off of the bench in this game. Across to the left-hand side. Big two-man tackle on Latu. Antonio is a prop. Says bad to the bone. Miafu was a lock like Skelton and that other guy. Someone please tell me the first try scorer for the Crusaders. It is Braden Enor once again. 21 minutes through. Jack Lamb goes both ways and decides to go now to Miracle Whailangi. Beautiful pass on the inside, and that is first try of the contest. Tavita Offa, the man off of the bench, manages to score at 2:45. Wednesday is the first ball for the women, yeah, so I won't be there by that stage, unfortunately. Ferguson's still good, still bowls faster than most, says NZ Riot. And Enor says Mark. Lamb actually went back for that behind the back offload there too. One that almost cost him not too long ago. That's why the Chiefs bagged Fiti Sa, the 6'8", 125 kg Polynesian lock at 22 years old. Make sure he didn't go to another French or Japan club. I suppose I'll put $1 on Will Jordan being the fourth try scorer. I hope he's paying all right because you've had about 3 or 4 goes at it. Here come the points, says Mark. Miracle has lost his form a bit, says Jordan, although he gets himself a try assist there, making the score now 12 points to 7. Still in favour of the Crusaders, but Moana right back in this game now. Nice try, says Sakaya. Here come the points. Yeah, but Fitisa isn't getting any game time, so he should go to the Highlanders. He's actually injured at the moment, which is one of the big reasons why he isn't getting game time. But at the same time, they have got plenty of great locking options for the Chiefs as well. This one's going to be kicked off high, just outside of Moana's 22. He pays $8.50 for the next try. Got 8 chances of profit, says Pro Pleb. The Chiefs have Fitisa and Dylan Iti. Yet they don't give their either game time. Says Jordan. Up the Highlanders, says Jason. And left Fitisar is always injured, so he'd fit in at the Highlanders, wouldn't he? They've got an injury list a mile long. Oh, almost the ball stolen there in the breakdown from Nico Jones. Brewis. About 42 metres out. Hotham away to Fiaki, cutting back in. Long way off his wing. Now to Cooper Grant, taking contact with Samisi Tupotaeloa, who is absolutely all over him and won the penalty as well for this Moana Pacifica side. And Highlanders suck bad, says Mark. He's going to be a write-off probably. Probably going to be someone that injured all the time. Hopefully he can get past that, says Jordan. Cooper Grant just getting that little bit isolated there. Azamisi as that formate in New Zealand, says Jordan. Saying that the crowd is starting to get behind Moana in this contest. And Moana next try scorer, says Mark there too. A few bowlers in cricket could be locks, says Bad to the Bone. Yeah, normally the slightly taller guys. I mean, you look at that Australian Test bowling lineup. All those guys are, 6'4", 6'5", which would still be considered as slightly short for a lock, which is the crazy thing. William Harvey going across there to Taveta Offer. Plenty of space to work with on the near touchline. Eventually dragged down by Dallas McLeod. How did Julian get hurt? It was a clean out in the breakdown from Cooper Grant. Oh, it was a knock on from Moana. And it will now be the scrum feed for the Crusaders. Moana on fire after that try. And people were a bit harsh to the guy from the game earlier. Says the Sporting Kiwi. I was reading some of the comments and yeah, a lot of them were really uncalled for. He was doing us a massive favour doing a stream that otherwise wouldn't have been covered on the channel. But it definitely doesn't make me motivated to find fill-ins for games if they're going to be treated like that. Like, it's a bit rough, really. And I did expect a bit better from some of the people in the chat. We have got O'Rourke and Jameson could be locks, says Jordan. ROP Chuck Norris, says Matthew. Moana Pacifica lose Julian Savi in a 4th minute due to a shoulder injury as the early blow that they've just shown down the bottom. Any line-out coaches willing to relocate to Dunedin, says Jason. Julian got hurt by a hit in the rucks and did his shoulder. Yeah, unfortunately just an awkward clean-out. Like nothing that Cooper Grant could have done differently in that situation. It wasn't illegal. It was just the way that Savia's hand was down past himself in the breakdown and got crunched. Severis plays half back there. And off to the right-hand side, told to use it here. Who knows the first Crusaders or try scorer? Someone said it earlier on, and so did I. It's Braden Enor. And who's currently in the breakdown here. Enor. Severis gets on the ball and manages to get the steal. He goes for an awkward little grubber kick there. They're going to go back for the initial penalty. Cooper Grant, just inside of their own half. And that one will now put them about 30 metres out from Moana Pacifica's line. Okay, dislocated shoulder is what they've worked out is the problem for Julian Savia, so that will leave him out for a little bit of time, unfortunately. 13 minutes left in the first half. Yeah, and the Crusaders just starting to get themselves a little bit more territory here. So they've had some great battles with Moana Pacifica in recent times. Leo Willie. So to Cooper Grant, rushed defence on him. Cooper Grant sounds like a name you would see in rugby league. Another penalty in the breakdown. This time it is Millennium Sanarevi. He's managed to get over the ball and get the turnover. He scored for Crusaders first. Well, obviously, you got it on mute. It's Enor. E-N-N-O-R. Enor scored the first try for the Crusaders. How come they said it won't be too long? Holland, same injury, miss whole super season. Says Jordan, no, I said hopefully it won't be too long. And they also said hopefully it's a speedy recovery too. which is just what you say when someone's injured, don't you? You don't say, oh, I hope they have a really long and painful experience with their injury. And how did you manage to get Jared from Subway to host your previous stream? Well, I asked him very nicely, and, you guys were not ideal. I just saw your comments you made, Jason. Some of them were just a bit rough, really. But I should have expected that I would have needed more moderation on that stream because some of you guys can't be trusted, unfortunately. Hi, everybody, says Bruce. We have got the AB's hooker. Stock looking good this year, says IP Man, now trying to break through the line, and they've done just that. Beautiful pass on the inside, running towards the line, and scores the try there. Joel Lamb. Moana have the opportunity to take the lead. We have a question for you, Hamish. What is it, Bruce? Is it something to do with the Stormers, perhaps? And Moana winning this, and what a try, Lamb, says Zakaya. And there as well. Jordan, he said in 5 times, mate. Says, I love me there. A nice attacking run forward from Lalo Milo, passing it off to Lamb. Finished it off himself. Just a very strong, positive approach there from Moana as well. It's all banter in good faith. Some of it is, but at the same time, if you've got someone who doesn't know that you're bantering, then it's not really, is it? Tupotai Loa could beef up to 120 kgs. He could be a Jasper Vesa or Billy Vunipola type. Do you know of Dr. Sam Bailey? No idea. Never heard of her. Or him. Sam's a man's name too, isn't it? Although you said Samantha. And also we have got there why they're focusing on Rob Petty's forehead. Yeah, it's really zooming in, isn't it? Why are they focusing on it? Are they trying to say that he's got some grey hair because of this game? That one's going to be kicked off high. Way to go, Moana. Yeah, currently leading in this game, 14 points to 12. But Crusaders managing to take the ball straight back. I mentioned about earlier on how the Crusaders have to try and take the crowd out of this game. But I would say by Moana scoring 2 tries in this first half, it's certainly going to fire up this Moana Pacifica crowd. Ollie Norris went from 120 to 130 kgs, so there's no reason Tupotai Loa can't. Way to go, Moana. And now another knock on there from the Crusaders. Joel Lamb set off to William Harville. Didn't get the opportunity to play up against his brother in this contest. Now big run forward. Offa just couldn't quite get the offload away. In fact, that time it was Taveta Latu. Get to know her, please. She's in your country, New Zealand. What does she do? I assume she's a doctor of some sort, but I don't really know many doctors. Folks could have their best game this week, says Paul. Nice take. Will Jordan across to the left-hand side. Now off to George Bell. To Patea Loa over Simon Parker all day. Says a sporting Kiwi running forward was Will Jordan. Because I'm pretty sure Jasper Vesa used to be extremely mobile, 113 kgs, but now he's a very heavy and powerful 120 kgs. Surely the athleticism can transfer over. Says Tanner 2. Oh, that was almost an interception opportunity there. Yeah, as long as you do it gradually and don't just go to, KFC. That's the best way to put on weight, but not for rugby. I go to KFC, I put on 2 kgs just by walking in the door. Sir Michael Jones is in attendance. For sure, Tupotai Loa is way better than Parker, says Jordan. Oh, okay, the mark is about 40 metres from the line, and it doesn't seem like the Crusaders have any intentions of going for a 3-pointer here. And KFC will get on the gear, says Paul. One has been put into touch. 8 minutes remaining. Son Nico Jones playing today. He certainly is. Had a decent start to this game in the number 7 jersey. In fact, you'd have to argue all 3 of Moana's loose forwards have done quite nicely. Okay, I am back. Welcome back, Hannah. Parker cost Chiefs big time. Just follow her. You'll be awakened to the worldwide lies. That just sounds like a lot of work, though, doesn't it? So I feel like I'll just be happy enough not following. And Ollie Norris said he just ate loads. Says Jordan. Nicely taken. Looking to roll this one in the right direction. Told to get out of there for Moana. Breaking off the back for George Bell. Sitting about 10 metres out for the try line. But again, Moana, just rushed it there. I think that Miracle Whailangi, he was on the ball initially. But Nico Jones unable to roll away in time. Follow it, please. I don't have time to watch like YouTube stuff, though. Unfortunately. Not recently, anyway. So I feel like it would be pointless me doing it. Plus, I've got that bad of a memory at the moment. I forget what she said about 5 minutes after she said it. Crusaders have Xavier Sofaloi. He's a 6 and an 8, 6'5" to 120 kgs. Is he playing today, Hamish? He's making his way off of the bench. He's underneath my arm at this stage. I wouldn't tell you wrong. You possibly would for fun. Sometimes you tell me the Stormers are going to win and then they lost. How long to go in the first half? Still another 6.5 minutes remaining. Ball's there. The advantage in play at the moment for the Crusaders here as well. I've been told to let that ball come out. Noah Hotham. Way to the right-hand side. Cross kick from Cooper Grant. Chaifiaki takes it. Slams it down. And the try for the Crusaders, number 3. I was disappointed. Leroy Carter last night got not good enough. Says the Sporting Kiwi. A nice bit of work from Chaifiaki. 12 tries throughout his career. Wait till the Stormers lose the card. No, not this weekend. Stormers still play the Dragons tomorrow, or the next day it is. Hey, ball tickler here. You're confusing me with Paul. I said Paulie. But what the hey, love your work, thank you. Your nickname's Bull Tickler? That's a bit of... How did you get that nickname? I feel like I can probably put it together. Moana defense is bad, says Stephen. And says Jordan. And yay, says Sharon. 3-point lead now for the Crusaders. The 5 minutes remaining of this first half. Cooper Grant currently sitting 1 from 2. Bringing that one round just a bit too much. Misses to the left-hand side. It was the Fijian winger who played for the Stormers in Super Rugby. He was good. Fijian winger. See, my problem is the only guy I can think of recently was Ben Loader, but he isn't Fijian. He was English, I believe. Who else have they had? Moana Pacifica says Setavini. Fiaki should have scored, or shouldn't have scored that try. He should be banned. And also the Hearts from offer there too. Score still remaining 17-14. About 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Talking about the departing Crusaders at the end of the season. There are a few already have there. My new chat is Bull Tickler, bro. Thanks again. Now Jordan goes on the outside. Back to Reese. He's going for a kick in field. Should be covered by Moana. Nicely taken by Glenn Vaihu. Gets a good solid boot on the ball and kicks it out inside a Crusaders half. Who scored the tries? At the moment, we have had Chaifiaki, Braden Inor, Sever Reese, and then also Samisi Tupotailoa, I think was the other try scorer. Jason Holland. It's a good pickup for the Blues. I read that one, didn't I? And Paulie Hamish needs a tickle, by the way. And the disgusting high shot on Miller last week. Now rolling maul. I didn't David off a score. Yeah, no, he got the first one, didn't he? Samiso Tupo Taialoa was just short by about half a metre. Now this one's still moving nicely. Being told to use it once. Botham. Back across to the left-hand side. Dallas McLeod goes to Ethan Blackadder. Rupini Athalthal, the greatest Fijian player ever. And Sorelli Nanang Elivuki. Is he the Stormers fella? Ball's there for Blackadder. 40 metres out from the line. Braden Inor with a directional change there. And that's going to be knocked on by Fiaki. Got to prepare the Kalahari Stakes soon for tomorrow's braai. Me and Annie bought 9 of them. says Bruce. If that's the rationale, every team should have a number of players banned. Says Zakai, they're just showing the game Crusaders versus Moana Pacifica back in 2025 in Christchurch. It was absolutely incredible. From Moana as a bedtime Irish, I think it almost is, to be fair. Keep yawning. It's been a big day. A lot of cricket throughout the early stages of the morning too. And then having to do a bit more in the cricket game than I would have liked to, in terms of batting wise, but we got there in the end. Sadly, I was not out at the end of it though. I did end up going out to a ball down leg side that I shouldn't have played. 37 minutes already passed in this game. I was fishing this morning. Did you catch any fish? Moana's most quiet period is between the 40 and 60 mark. We have there Jordan. 1, I'm not a guy. 2, just because my opinion is different to yours doesn't make it wrong, just makes it different. Says Akaya. See, that second one's something that Jordan hasn't quite worked out yet, unfortunately. Where's Johnny Lee? He's out there. He's been playing this game so far. The scrum going sideways, penalty awarded to the Crusaders. Who's starting at 10 for the Crusaders? It is Cooper Grant, the youngster, who does get the big opportunity. No Revis Reihana or Taha Kimura for this game. Cape Town's calm, sunny day here. And Jackson Garden Bishop has a Milo tattoo. Does he? Whereabouts did he keep his Milo tattoo? He's actually made his way onto the field now for Lalo Milo. It's been taken out. Yes, I caught a flounder about a foot long. It's a decent sized flounder. Right, it's actually Lalo Milo out for the blood bin. Just over a minute remaining of the first half. Nice take from the Crusaders. Had line out time. And Crusaders, let's see you. Your best, says Moa Hunters. Now back across to the right. Oh, big collision on Dallas McLeod. A little bit high from Nico Jones there. Of what format of cricket were you playing? 1 day. So it was, that's a hard shot on Noel's head, but it was 40 overs each team. But neither team batted their 40. The Crusaders are doing, was it a busy cricket day for you and your team? Yeah. See, the last few weeks I've only been coaching kids cricket. I haven't actually been playing for my side, but we played today and definitely feeling it. I was walking to the shallows and stood on a flounder. And you wouldn't mind being a flounder, but it sounds like you get stood on by bad to the bone. Cross kick here. It's going to be just a little bit over the head of Chaifiaki, but under penalty advantage there for the Crusaders, so they will be able to come back yet again. And that is for the high tackle. I hope I win Lotto tonight, says the Sporting Kiwi. We have got there, not every team has made really bad illegal shots or dirty play like that. So actually, not every team should have players banned. And if you know anything about rugby, you'd know that, says Jordan. I feel like that comment that you made, Jordan, probably could be replied to yourself just then for that whole novel that you made us all sit through. We have got there, I hope I win Lotto, and have Crusaders scored again. They currently have scored 3 times throughout this one. And Moana have got themselves the 2. Penalty advantage again here for the Crusaders. I'm breaking off the back for Ethan Blackadder. Hotham, cross to Johnny Lee. He's close to the try line. It's a knock on from him though, but they will go back for the original penalty again. Severis wants to take this one quickly once more, but I think they may consider either the tap or the scrum. I don't see them going line out here. Or is he? Oh yeah, it seems like Cooper Grant's actually decided, you know what? We will go for the line out. This guy started it. I didn't even bloody say anything to him. He was the guy that tagged me, talking to me, says Jordan. I mean, they also said they're not a guy, so you're obviously not listening, are you? Tom Savage's head bandage isn't covering where the cut is. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake for Savage. He will definitely need a bit of mending at half time. Line out throw for George Bell goes to the front of the line out. Jordan is being a clownfish, says Pro Pleb. Now, McLeod starting to pump his legs. He's going to be close but held up by Moana Pacifica. That will turn it into a goal line dropout, or at least it would have had it not been the end of the half. Is the ref going to blow his whistle? Yes, he is. So that is going to be halftime in this contest. 17 points to 14. The rough chat tonight, says Robert there. And who is Jordan having a beef with? Everyone. Every single person he ever sees in the chat. We have the Hurricanes. Brumbies, well done. And BTW Pads has said that Pro Pleb, I agree. And also Ruth has said, Pads has said himself as usual. Half time in this contest, sitting 17 points to 14. And Hamish, is it 11 hours difference? The moment South Africa to New Zealand? I guess so. I know that it's currently 8:51 a.m, so yeah, still the same time zone for now, but we've got daylight savings very soon. And Hamish, you're looking refreshed and ready for more action, says Ruth. I don't know about that. I'll be very excited to have some sleep later on. But we are still going to be covering that Sharks versus Munster game of the URC. Another wrong with being a clownfish unless you can't swim. Well, it just being a fish in general and not being able to swim, I think, would be a bit of a deal breaker. Probably makes it a bit difficult. Blair's got to know when they're going to get held up. So should be looking to offload the ball. Says a Sporting Kiwi. Yeah, there didn't really look to be any chance that we were going to see him get over the line without being held up there. When you guys kept saying Jordan, I was thinking Will Jordan. I was like, what's he doing wrong? Says Cam loves hunting. And also leave her alone. Also, we have got there, if you could get over yourself. You'd also know no all mistimed hits are malicious. The defining difference between dirty play and a rugby incident. Says Zakai. I think at this point we've learnt that Jordan can never be wrong. So it's just almost not worth arguing. There is a saying about arguments with certain people, but I will not say it. We have there. This is fun to watch, to be honest. The game or the comments? At the moment, it's very even between these two sides. And some fish basically just drift along with the flow. See, I feel like if I was a fish, that would be the type of fish I want to be. It's like when you see a bird flying and you think, geez, that's hard work, isn't it? Can't do that. No one deliberately does a dangerous tackle unless you're Henry Tuolangi or Darcy Swain, says a Sporting Kiwi. And also, I think Jamie Joseph actually mentioned it quite well in the post interview for the Highlanders in the early game of the weekend. He kind of said that, you know, you go into a game and as soon as that pressure and that adrenaline hit, completely different story out there. And some players just literally forget what they're doing. And Manly resorting to name calling, says Zakaya there. I'm most definitely not vegetarian. I had some lamb and beef today. Oh, a little combo deal. Now, second half, I would say it's probably only sitting about 5 minutes away. And you're for picking on a female. And who won the previous game? Previous game was won by the Reds. Fiji and Draw never really showed up for that game, unfortunately. They didn't actually score any tries throughout the 80 minutes either. So it wasn't the best game of the round. But still potential for either this one or the game just around the corner between the Waratahs and the Blues to be that one. And then, of course, later on tonight, there is URC. That is also going to be happening. Oh, we've got a KFC thing here, so they might do catch the Colonel at this location. Sometimes we see the Colonel absolutely speed down and beat every single one of them, but no, actually, never mind. They're doing, it looks like a cultural performance instead of Catch the Colonel. We have there. What did you think of the Brumbies win last night? Chiefs now 6th, top of the table, very tight at the top. Yeah, there are a lot of close teams at the moment in the table, and I feel like that's a good thing. You know, it's going to make it unpredictable as it goes forward. Now we have got there hasn't been any news on assistant coaches for the ABs. Not that I've heard of, other than maybe Tana Umanga, but that's about it at the moment. Daniel Rona, Lalakai Whakiri, and Tupa Vai are returning home injured. Surely they can fit Tomo Falau in the team next week now. Well, someone said, well, actually, yeah, you're probably surely right, because people were saying that Lalakai Whakiri would fill in that gap and the starting lineup, and then they'd have another guy to make his way off of the bench, but surely he gets in there. 5th of April, you alter your clocks in New Zealand. Were 10 hours apart. And what does the table look like? I have got the table from... when do I have it from? I have it from, I believe this is the start of the round. Now, it looks a little bit different now, as we do need an updated version. But for now, the Hurricanes are still number 1 with 20. The Brumbies are in 2nd on 19. The Reds in 3rd on 18. The Blues in 4th on 15. Chiefs on 13. And then I believe everyone else is pretty much the same. Yeah, they are. No one's gone anywhere other than those top teams that I was mentioning. We have got looking forward to Leinster versus Glasgow tomorrow. It's like Geo Stadium, one of the hardest places to go and win, says Kahu. Yeah, I won't actually be able to cover that game, unfortunately. Initially, it was on the cards, and that was going to be because I didn't expect us to win our semi-final today, but we somehow did. So, yeah, it means that I'll have to try and get some sleep before it, or else, yeah. It wouldn't be ideal if I show up running off about 1 hour of sleep, and my team would probably be quite annoyed, I would say. Amoni Naro will go to centre, I feel, says a sporting Kiwi. And we have got there, Jordan doesn't deserve to be called a man. He's more like a no-balls person who is a waste of space. Geez, that's it's pretty harsh. We have got there, Jordan and Kiwi Rob bring some entertainment to the streams. Of course you would say that bad to the bone with your comments from the early one. I saw them. You know, Hamish is just in it for the subscribers because that's why he doesn't pick a team. We have got there. I'm not sure why you would think that, Pro Pleb. I don't, but I do eat migoring, the red pack sometimes. The table usually looks like a wooden structure with 4 legs, accompanied by multiple chairs. So what would you call that instead? The standings, I guess? Or would you say that that's something that's put up to hold people in this form of seating? I'm trying to finish, says Jordan. That could be taken out of context, couldn't it? Very curious. That's us Cape Town's All Blacks fans, says Ruth. Any Glasgow favourites? I think slightly favourites. No hard feelings, bro. None at all. The Chiefs could end up being out of the 6 after the Tars game. Migoring is the best noodle. Also the Bulls, says Ruth, but now just waiting for the second half to get back underway. I assume that this cultural dance is going to go for a majority of halftime. We've seen tackle completion of 79% for the Crusaders, 70% for Moana. I love it, Billy LaRue, and hi, Hamish, says Daryl, welcome in. Just saying about that first half, Moana did a lot better than some were anticipating for this game, which is fantastic to see. But they have to put their foot down in the second 40, because if the Crusaders score first, you just get that feeling like they'll be able to run away with it. If they don't, and we do see the early try coming in the second half for Moana, this one is well and truly on. We have got there, Billy LaRue is still awesome. Second half, do you think Crusaders run away with it, Hamish? I hope not. I hope it's quite close. A huge win for Connacht. What did you make of Ulster's performance, says Kahu? I didn't actually see it, to be honest. I know that I probably should have. But I'll have a look now and see what I see. Oh, yeah, that's a big win for Connacht, away from home as well. And I assume that, yeah, it looks like they had most of their players Ulster. There weren't too many changes in that side. Penalties conceded 9-4 against Moana. Penalties conceded in the own half. Moana 6-1 of the Crusaders. So they may not be a mile away from getting themselves a yellow card here. I agree. I was expecting Crusaders to be up by 2 tries already. And we've got their huge win for Connacht. Who else did what? I know that the Bulls got the big win over Cardiff, 40 points to 7. Scarlet's got a good win. Some intriguing matches later on tonight as well. We are covering the one that is regarded as very close. I will mention Leinster are actually slight favourites in there for their contest. Moana 43%, the 56% of the Crusaders. Ball possession in the last 10 minutes. Moana 6%. And Crusaders 94%. Okay. So that's quite substantial, isn't it? With the fact that Moana, I think, only conceded 1 try in the last 10 minutes. Sharks versus Munster, big game tomorrow. Who you got? Well, the Sharks are at home, but Munster do have some brilliant players in their lineup. I'm thinking the Sharks should win, though. Waratahs are going to beat the Blues. Yeah, see, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I feel like that was said in their game up against, well, it was slightly said in their game up against the Hurricanes, and then they went on to lose by 40 points at home. Waratahs are going to beat the Blues. Oh, no, I read that one just then, didn't I? Gee, Hamish, tell this guy to stop talking to me. I've said stop. He's tagging me, so just ignore him. It's one of the first things you're taught at primary school, isn't it? If you don't like something, just ignore it, and it's easier. And what colour underwear is Severus wearing today? I haven't been checking, unfortunately. If the Crusaders score next, they will lose by 40. Wait, if the Crusaders score next, Moana will lose by 40, right? Rather than the other way around. I was confused for a second there. I was thinking you were saying that the next try is just going to really fire Moana Pacifica up. Yeah, says Stephen. We have got their, what was the possession stats from the Highlanders game? No idea. But I'm sure they're easily accessible for you to find out. You can also block people on YouTube so you don't see their messages, says Probably. That is very true and very handy. And we've got there, come on guys, we're all grown-ups. Let's enjoy the rugby. And we've got there Sianga. He's got the waving emoji in there too. I hope you are doing very well. Excited for the second half too. Moana doing very well throughout that first 40 minutes. Jordan, you can also block simple stuff, says Cape Tonian. That is true. Yeah, it's the much easier option. Looking through at the reserves for these two sides. First of all, Garden Bashabe's made his way onto the field, and that was due to the earlier blood bin for Lalomilo. We've also seen Tavita Offa make his way onto the field. That was for Julian Savia. I see Jordan last year, his Moana team didn't do too bad. He scored the first try, says Jason. First try was Braden Enoa. And imagine if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, they travel to Perth next week, says Kahu. I mean, they'll make it. I think they've got well and truly enough up their sleeve to get going. And we're still early enough in the season that, you know, I'd say 2 of the sides inside of the top 6 at the moment won't be there at the end. I have a hot take. Metal straws are a lot better than paper straws. I'd probably agree. Paper straws are good for a start, but then they just they wilt, don't they? They kind of just go all soggy and makes it very difficult. Thanks, mate, says Jason. Timu has some great metal straws. Second half of this matchup just about to take place. They are showing the highlights from Crusaders versus Moana Pacifica. That is back in 2025 that game did take place. And in that contest, it was in Christchurch. Moana won at 45 points to 29. They were in firm control of that game. What I'm very quickly going to do is see what the score was at halftime. Halftime, Moana were leading by 18. In this game, they are down by 3. Paper straws are incredibly bad for you. Are they? What's like from eating the paper accidentally? And, yep, but they have the canes twice. Says Kahu. See it there, Cooper Grant's family. World Softball Hall of Fame, 3-time world champion. There you go. Cooper Grant is the son of softball player Marty Grant, they say. During the New Zealand tours to South Africa, teams like the Crusaders and Chiefs should also travel and play the Bulls and the Stormers again as epic friendly, says Michael. I'll just say I've been banned many times by YouTube. That doesn't surprise me one bit, bad to the bone. Opinion backed by Waffle, says Shane. Right, they're just talking about that dislocated shoulder of Julian Savia. Safaloi, he has made his way onto the field for Christian Leo Willie. My PhD is on rugby too, tackling toxicity, says Zakaya there. Now kicked off by Moana. 3 points, the difference between these two sides. That is a great take there from Jamie Hanna. Being told to use it. It was quite a quick call from Angus, maybe. This one's going to be put high from Noah Hotham. That's a nice take under the high ball from Tavita Offa. Tackle on Miracle Whailangi by Severis. That's for Moana to get something going again. And if they score right at the start of the second half, they can be well and truly going forward. Incoming Will Jordan try, mark my words, says Pro Pleb. We have their paper straws are bad for you primarily because of the often contain toxic forever chemicals known as PFAS. Wait, so they use forever chemicals yet they last 5 minutes. How does that work? Go on right hand side. Thought about going with the inside ball for Tito Tui Palotu. On drop ball from Savage, mistake there. All you have to do is change accounts. I have about 10. They can't really block me. This is bad to the bone. I don't think Fiji players should be allowed to play for New Zealand teams or Australian teams. How come? Would you rather them not play in any competitions? It's like Fiji and Drua can only hold so many guys in their squad. So the rest of the guys, what do? Just sit around and not play? And amazing. Lots of good rugby history. Who's the best team ever? The best player ever so far in your professional opinion, says Ruth. These chemicals can leach into drinks, especially at different temperatures. Associated with liver damage, thyroid disease, hormone imbalances, fertility issues, increased cancer risk. Does that mean you should... Wait, paper cup's the same, though? We have there, just joking, Hamish. I am mocking Kiwi Rob. He's like, Hamish, I like him, says Daryl. Now another scrum feed. Crusaders will have themselves the feed here. Just inside of their own half. In fact, just outside of that 22. And 50th game for Fletcher Null. And this one's holding strong. Being told to use it by Angus, maybe. Now Hotham goes left-hand side. Jordan tried to pass it on the outside, taken by Reese. Will kick this one downfield, but there was a knock-on from the Crusaders. Another mistake made by this championship side. They say tight underwear also is a bad thing. Makes you infertile, says Ruth. It's best to go with metal straws, says the Sporting Kiwi. And Kiwi Rob is the one who comes up with silly comments this team in the 11th. And Hamish, did your heart also warm up with love, pride and joy when you saw the Bulls finally dominating the team? Well, I haven't actually watched that game yet. I saw the scoreline and I thought, oh yeah, they've done well. But yeah, I haven't actually seen whether or not they played well or whether Cardiff played poorly yet. I'd assume that they played very well though. Just showing the players can still make their way off of the bench. Just that one change. Christian Leo Willie has made his way from the field. And that was for Soifaloi. That one has gone down at scrum time. So again, another reset. Metal straws are more expensive though, says Pro Plebe. And I hope Kiwi Rob knows that the Blues suck. Oh. Metal straws are dangerous, especially for children, says Snowdrops. Is that from like biting them or just from in general? Kiwi Rob is the 2IC of Kiwi Lads, I believe. He definitely isn't. What's your advice on staying up all night watching rugby as I want to watch the Blues? Then all the URC games tomorrow. I'm in New Zealand, says Kahu. You gotta be willing to sacrifice your next day afterwards for sleep. That's my best advice, because you can always catch up on sleep after, but the hard part is staying up for all the games. And paling, says Snowdrops. I've seen people falling on metal straws and getting impaled in the face. Huh. Well, there you go. About 12 metres out from the line now. Moana Pacifica with another scrum card have played their best game the last 5 years, yet the Bulls found a way. Was it really their best game of the last 5 years? If they only scored 7 points, though? Like, surely their game that they were able to beat, let's just say, for instance, Leinster last week, would have been considered as a better game. Now, rolling maul. Waiting for this one to come out the back. And it is still moving for Joel Lamb. They actually lost the ball there for a second in terms of whereabouts it was. Crusaders jumping on it, not allowing it to come out, and that will now be Crusaders scrum feed. I never watched the URC, only the final. Says bad to the bone. Metal straws are very inconvenient around airports where metal detectors are used. Every New Zealand Super Rugby team needs to play at least one match per year in a smaller town. Like Highlanders in Alexandra, Queenstown, or in Invercargill. I think that the Hurricanes do it quite nicely. They seem to like to mix and match a little bit. And home team can be so clumsy, says Stephen. So Braden Eno will make his way off. So that should be for Lester Whainanoku. It is. Yeah, the Hurricanes do it the most, says Jordan. Crusaders 10 metres out from their line. And the penalty awarded for the Crusaders. Cheshire play in Taupo. Taupo is nice, says the Sporting Kiwi. Are you taking a break from the URC this week? Recharge the battery, says Roscom. We just haven't actually scheduled the streams. But the games that we are going to be doing will be Munster versus Sharks and also Dragons versus Stormers. The reason that I didn't do that morning game between the Bulls and Cardiff was because I was coaching kids cricket. And the reason that I'm not doing Edinburgh Lions is because we made it through to the final for our cricket competition. And initially I didn't think we would, so I was going to be doing an all-nighter. But now I'm thinking I better get some sleep, or else they might be annoyed at me if I show up pretty much sleep hungover. I do enjoy cheesecake. I do like a good cheesecake. I had a Jaffa cheesecake the other day at a restaurant. It was a bit weird because every once in a while you'd actually have a hard chocolate ball in it just to try and throw you off. Where are you for the Fiji and Rua game? I was playing cricket. Go on left-hand side, William Harvilli. Ball's there. He's just jogging it forward towards Johnny Lee. Told to use again. Right onto the team, says Daryl. And there as well. Told to use it. Maybe he doesn't mess around in the breakdown. You love them chocolate balls? No, they were my least favourite part because they kept on feeling like I was going to break a tooth on them. Did you ever see Malcolm in the Middle? I think when I was a lot younger, but not like massively followed it. Patrick Pellegrini does kick it in behind. Mark could have been called side of the 22, but Cooper Grant instead will go for a kick back of his own. That's actually a really strong kick and a brilliant boot from the youngster. Jeff Cheesecake doesn't sound very good. It tasted all right. It was just I wasn't sure when I was going to break a tooth on it. I hope the guy wasn't disheartened from Jason Hamilton. Seemed like a good dude, says Sporting Kiwi. You see, like I mentioned earlier on, it was kind of like a bit sad reading some of the comments that were being made towards him. Like, at the end of the day, if I hadn't messaged and asked if he wanted to do it, you wouldn't have had any commentary for the 2 hours. And I feel like people would have complained, but it would have been better because they would have complained at me rather than someone who was literally volunteering their time to help us out. At least Cape Town was an all right stadium. It's not rusting like most of the others, says Jordan. Now going with the inside ball. Nice take from George Bell. Now left-hand side, Cooper Grant. Whananuku goes through a gap. He's got Reese with him, needs to pass the ball. He's going to go himself, though, Whananuku. They decided not to try and tackle him. That was weird. What's the next game? Bulls to Wellhay, says Bruce. So the next game will be Blues versus Waratahs. And then the game after that will be Sharks versus Munster. So a slightly quieter week in the URC, but that is just because of the cricket finals and everything. We don't normally have a final on the weekend, so we'll be back into the URC next week, just like normal. But the powerful run from Leicester, Whananuku. It just goes straight through a gap. Eden Park is very rusty. And then just manages to keep his feet underneath, and Blues should win that, says Demon. As Super Rugby Stadium is FNB Stadium, holds around 100k, but hardly ever play on it. Says bad to the bone. There is a toilet in your future, says Pro Pleb. That one's gone over from Chaifiaki. After 51 minutes now, score at 24 points to 14. They are now very much so in control here for the Crusaders. Yay, says Sharon. The ball played so good. The Buckies Botha made a tribute speech with rose in hand. While tears running from his face. Then they released the pigeon symbolising the rebirth of the Bulls. They have been on a winning streak up until their last loss, hadn't they? 29 minutes left now between these two teams. Moana, their best chance to be able to get back in. They have to get themselves another yarn from Blenheim and Marlborough. Okay, Nico Jones goes off. That is for Ropeti. Who was the South African guy who covered for you in the last stream? Janlu Brand is his name. Eden Park has a nice, proper, solid roof that's clean compared to Ellis Park. That's just a piece of rust, says Jordan. And maybe because FNB is also known as Soccer City. Now left, Sanarevi. Tackled low by Safaloy, who's made his way on. I feel relatively recently, Abraham Pule. Referee almost blocking the pass. I thought it was Haino the whole time. It was not Haino, no. All short side chance here for Noah Hotham. Trying to sneak down the wing. Now Sever Reese goes back across. Nice shuffle from McLeod, but hanging on to his boot was the Moana Pacifica defence. Now breaking through. Fletcher, no American football style pass to Hotham. Dallas McLeod back on the inside. They're 7 metres out from the line now for the Crusaders. Now left-hand side. It'll be just short again. And over the line this time. George Bell scores again for the Crusaders. It's now the 5th of the match for the side. And that should now just about get the job done, you would think. We have there one run, says the Sporting Kiwi. And there as well. I don't like the Crusaders, says Jasmine, when the Sharks lose. I'm so joyful that the tears run down my legs. Right. And also up the status is bad to the bone. A few about time Saders. Now we're talking, says Sharon. in there as well. George Bell, he gets the credit for it, but that was a brilliant run from Null in his 50th match. And up the wires, 38-12, says Jason. Jay Fiaki gets another one over. Null or Lomax, depends on what tactics you're using. But Fletcher Null's really increased his ball running in just the recent kind of couple years. Would have been nice for Null to get a try on his 50th, says Zakaya there. Definitely with the run that he had, he just broke through. Speed for days from the big man. And an offloading game to match too. This one's now starting to get there a little bit one-sided. 31 points to 14. Time is going to be turned back on. The try goes to Bell. Well, Jordan yet to score in this contest. I know a lot of people were backing him. Lomax went fit, says Jordan. Moana Pacifica just don't have the firepower now. All the threats have been poached by the bigger unions. B teams, there's a shame not even Tano can't do much against elite competition. Says Shane. New Zealand Stadium suck, need upgrading. Well, they're building a new one for the Super Round. So that's a bit of a bonus. That one's going to get kicked into touch. Just saying there, Chris Apoi, he's made his way on. Kyle Preston made his way on for the Crusaders too. Come on, Will Jordan. Got triple points on you, says Cam loves hunting. And Harada also making his way on for Sanarivi. One's nicely taken. Across to the right-hand side. We have nice stadiums, just a lot of them. Don't get used frequently, says the Sporting Kiwi. Now right-hand side. The Crusaders are going to win the Super Rugby this year. Now after the losses earlier, everyone wrote them off. It kind of happens every year now, though, doesn't it? How they don't start off that well. People go, they're out of the comp, and then they come on and get into those playoff games. The points may start to flow. If New Zealand and South Africa had a test decided this year, you should do a joint stream with the South African guy. Says Demon the 11th. And have you ever built a pizza oven for one of your clients? I need tips to build a traditional, well-insulated oven. I am not a pizza oven man, unfortunately. Like, I love a pizza oven myself, but I haven't built one. No, kicking behind from Jay Fiaki. Goes back on the inside. Will Jordan kicking this one forward. Waiting for the bounce so the ball doesn't get it. Jackson Garden Basher. Brilliant hustle from him to be able to get back and cover. Trying to keep the ball alive. But Leicester Nuku wins the penalty for the Crusaders. And maybe with Jordan being captain, has put a bit of pressure on this game. And one of bad, says Stephen. And still 5 weeks, or 5 weeks yesterday until the Super Round. It's coming around very quickly, isn't it? The last game for the Crusaders at their old stadium is taking place in 2 weeks' time as well. Then it's going to be up against the Fijian Drua. And yeah, well, Jordan shouldn't have been captain. So who would you have made captain instead, Jordan? Ethan Blackadder, I guess. I wanted to leave the Highlanders game after 60 minutes, but my daughter's friend wanted to wait. See if the Highlanders got to 10 points. I'm going to see if Vaikosa will pull a 90. No, not quite. He's actually going to be waiting a little bit longer. He was going to be replacing Sabisi Tupo Taeloa by the looks of it. But the Crusaders now with another 5-metre line out. Gone into the front, nicely claimed. They start to get this one rolling. The right direction as well. It was going backwards though. Says maybe now. Ball's still in there. Chris Apua trying to go up the middle and shut it down. Blackadder to the short side. He will be half a metre short. Now Bell. Pick and go for himself. He's got a couple Crusaders teammates on his side. Someone else, maybe Null. Says Jordan. I'm seated on the opposite side of the green zone. Waikato Stadium, says the Sporting Kiwi. Now big run from Bauer. Short again. Bell. That's very close. He gets a double in quick succession. And this game feels like now it's gone. We need to start lots of chance at the Super Round, says Jordan. Seated at the opposite side of the green zone at Waikato Stadium, and a double for Bells, says Zakai. Yeah, scoring in quick, emphatic fashion there for George Bell. 4th of the season as well. Moana Pacifica shouldn't be in this comp. Always finish last or near the bottom. Higuares from Argentina would be better. So by that logic, are you saying that because like last year, right, 2025, we saw Moana finish 7th. So are you saying that the Waratahs, the Force, the Fijian Drua, and the Highlanders should all also not be in Super Rugby, seeing as they were below Moana? Now, the year prior to that, they didn't even finish last either, Moana. They finished second last. The Waratahs were the side in dead last. And then I'll go back and have a look at 2023. 2023, they did finish last. They only got themselves 8 points, but they've come a long way from there. But Moana were only just missing out on playoffs last year. Means the Super Round taking place in 5 weeks' time. You are cherry picking though? Okay, so by cherry picking, you're saying looking at the last 2 competitions, the last 2 always finish last or near the bottom. Like, they haven't finished last for the last 2 years though. And finishing near the bottom, I wouldn't call 7th just missing out on the playoffs near the bottom. We have got there, well, they are hammering them, says Stephen. Oh, nice take there from Cooper Grant. How many tries have been scored for the Crusaders so far in this game? They have scored 6. For Moana, they've scored 2, so 8 in total. I hear that the Argentinians are bidding for the 2035 World Cup, says Daryl. I do like how every week a team has a bye. We definitely need 12 teams. One's going to be booted into touch. Going down to the final quarter of this contest. Imagine that guy running at you. That's a loose forward. And battering ram Blackadder. Being in the playoffs means nothing. With 8 places, says bad to the bone. They weren't in the playoffs with 8 teams. They were close to the playoffs with 6 teams. Now line out. Nice take there from Alan Craig. But also, who are the All Blacks going to sign up for their team if Moana Pacifica aren't a thing? You know, people are talking about Samisi Tupo Tailoa being the answer to 8 for the All Blacks. They're talking about Miracle Whaialangi being a great option for the Kiwis. Polinaiti, another player that they just mentioned. All these guys wouldn't be discoverable for the All Blacks had they not been playing for Moana Pacifica. You know, you look at someone like a Kieran Tomoi Falau, talking about an All Blacks contender there. Where did he start? At least for Super Rugby-wise, Moana Pacifica. Everyone has to start somewhere. There's always going to be lower teams that are always trying. I like to see you do better, says Kiwi NZ. And Tupotai lower as an All Black, says Jordan. Currently sitting 24 points difference. But my point is they never come close to winning it. Do they come close to winning games, though? Like, there's a lot of sides that you'd have to argue also haven't come close to winning the competition for multiple years. You'd even argue Australian sides haven't come close to winning the competition for multiple years. Now, how many finals recently have been a New Zealand derby? Do we just kick out Australian sides? They did actually have a patch a couple years ago where they were considering going for themselves. The Aussies going back to Super Rugby AU and having New Zealand just as Super Rugby, pretty much Super Rugby Aotearoa again. Going off to the right-hand side, Will Jordan passes on the outside. Saifaloi, now big fin there. Whaialangi driving him towards the sideline. Kyle Preston back off to the left-hand side. Kyle Preston again back across to the left. And if the Tars win the Chiefs, will drop out of the 6, says Kahu. Now going across to the left-hand side. But Aussie sides have won a few times, not Moana Pacifica. How many years have Australian sides been in the competition, out of curiosity, compared to Moana Pacifica? That is a beautiful try down the wing there. And it is going to be Curtis McDonald, who does manage to score the try. And just like that, on debut tonight, or at least his first try of his career too. I think they should bring in a Samoan and Tongan team, give Fiji some more competition. So like another Samoan and Tongan team other than Moana Pacifica. I watch NPC every week, but have no idea who this Curtis McDonald is, says a Sporting Kiwi. A nice pass from Fiaki, pretty much just put it straight into the breadbasket, hardly getting a hand on him for Jackson Garden Bash. A little bit of afters there too from Joel Lamb. How many minutes left? Still another 17 minutes remaining, and it's starting to get a little bit ugly on the scoreboard at this point in time. Jay Fiaki gets it over, and that is going to make the score now 45 points to 14. Edinburgh is super unique. Ground to play cricket on. He's got like 5 line breaks and only like 200 minutes in the NPC and 2 separate teams, not one fusion team. Oh, I get you. So you're saying one team specifically Samoa, one team specifically Tongan? I'm going to have a look at their stats so I can challenge you. Go on then. But I feel like looking at stats for a team that has existed in Super Rugby for over a decade compared to a side that's only been in the comp since 2022 isn't really the same thing, is it? In fact, looking at some of the Australian sides, they took a lot longer to get wins over the New Zealand sides than Moana did in their first initial campaigns. Shalfoon onto the field now for Ethan Blackadder. What is the ratio of Tongan and Samoan players in the Moana team? I'm not sure of the exact split. I'd like to think it's roughly 50-50. Maybe a couple more Tongans than Samoans? Maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. They used to have a fella from the Cook Islands in there too, didn't they? Black Cats might strike soon, since it's taken so long to choose NZ20. There's Jordan there. How has Cooper Grant been so far? He's actually been very solid in that number 10 jersey. Doesn't seem like it's one of his first games, or in fact his first game in general. Seemed to have quite a bit of maturity about the way that he was playing. Currently 16 minutes remaining. Crusaders leading 45 points to 14. This game was 3 points separating the teams at half time. Crusaders have just come out with that next gear for the second half of play. Kyle Preston moves to the right. Grant goes to Saifaloi. And Kyle Preston on to Cooper Grant. Will Jordan passes across to Leatu, who's just made his way onto the field. Skip pass. Now out to McDonald. I love you say this is Mo Hunter. C7 is the highest they've ever finished from their limited seasons. Now, nice ball there. Cahill going to be wrestled down. Now pick and go. Kyle Preston, big fend. Thought about the offload. You also got to remember for Moana, just to give them a little bit more of a defence, the fact that their games where they have rivalry matches, as they call it, are predominantly up against like they've got a couple Kiwi teams in their rivalry matches. That doesn't exactly make it easy. Some of the Aussies do get to avoid said rivalry matches. 67th minute, and currently still the bonus point in play for the Crusaders. Is the argument to remove Moana from the comp or to merge Moana with the stronger side to make the Super Rugby team, or leave them as is to develop? I think his argument is to get rid of them completely. And they wanted to chuck in the Higuares, I believe. I don't like these lucky loser formats. They always try and make it complicated. Yeah, see, top 4 would make more sense, as it's nice and simple, but they do like to have that lifeline situation. Who do you think will win Glasgow versus Leinster? It's very hard to beat Glasgow in Glasgow, but Leinster, they've got a pretty solid looking side. And go Crusaders goes, says it's set to line now. Quick tap taken by Joel Lamb. Up the middle, passes to Pellegrini. Nice ball on the outside. Here come Moana Pacifica again. Kyle Preston with the last ditch tackle. Grant also making one there. Leicester Whaina Nuku. It was a good steal. Almost. We have got the, here's the stats for you. Last 11th, 7th. Says bad to the bone. Right, so you've picked 2 seasons. You told me I'm not allowed to nitpick at like certain stats, but you've just picked two seasons. And hey, Kiwi Sir, how are you? Who was the other dude that did the drill game? That was Jan Lu, who was covering for us on that stream. And 24 years of Super Rugby, New Zealand teams won 17 times, Australia teams won 4 times, South Africa teams won 3 times. In 4 years, New Zealand teams have won 4 times for Super Rugby Pacific. More funding for Moana Pacifica so they don't have to start over every year. That would help Because, you chuck out 15 players to other sides, it always is going to make it difficult to be able to find your rhythm early on. Jackson Garden Bishop, he will make his way from the field here. There's actually a man who was off of the bench, so they've eventually strapped up Lalomelo. I see 4 last 11th, 7th. So they've played in 4 comps. How many competitions has the side, like, let's say, the Waratahs or the Rebels played in for Super Rugby Pacific? Will Jordan still hasn't scored. So I'll say that's my bad. I've overestimated the draw. They should have had lost to the Reds, says the Sporting Kiwi. Or they shouldn't have lost to the Reds. Yeah, the fact that they didn't even score a try in that game, I think, was the biggest concern. I propose for Moana, or the purpose for Moana was to provide for Samoa and Tonga, not the All Blacks. Yeah. But once again, like, the ones who keep on saying get rid of Moana are also the ones going, get Samisi Tupotai Loa, Miracle Langi, Kieran Tomoi Falau, and all those guys in the All Blacks. So without Moana, those guys don't get the same sort of coverage as they've had. Hurricanes, they are sitting top of the table on 20 points at the moment. The Crusaders with a win here would move up into 5th on 14. Points differential will get a nice hefty boost as well. 31 points in their favour. Saders, says Daryl, in there. And the Reds vs Kane next week in Wellington. Who wins? Kane should. But again, like, this Red side, they've pulled off some pretty decent wins. They're one of the few sides they've actually won in GIO Stadium. And we did see the Chiefs try last night and fail. We saw the Blues try and fail. Oh, penalty awarded to the Crusaders. Okay, elbow down, collapsing there on the near side for Abraham Pole. Hurricanes will put 100 on the Reds. It's like the Six Nations should be relegation and promotion. Yeah, see, that one's not getting a lot of support either, to be fair, is it? Definitely not after the Six Nations comp that we just witnessed. Only 3 players are allowed to be available for the All Blacks, aren't they? Says Zakiah. Now thrown in, Lethieu. Goes into Jamie Hanna. Off to the right. I'm dropping the head and continuing on here for the Crusaders when it comes to their attack. 12 minutes remaining. That's still time for them to be able to get something going. Diving in straight off the feet there for Cooper Grant. Could have easily been the penalty. They've decided to go with the advantage instead. Pellegrini gets up for the ball. Preston tackles him in the air, and that was pretty dirty from Kyle Preston. Pellegrini not happy about it either. Preston doesn't have much of an argument there. He saw that Pellegrini was in the air and decided to take him out. Was there ever a tighter finish in the Six Nations? I don't think so. I think that this year's Six Nations, in terms of who were able to beat who, was absolutely incredible. Penalties conceded 13 against Moana Pacifica here compared to the 6 of the Crusaders. That's correct, Zakiah. That's why Tommy Falau left. Another line out, Lethieu. This one's 10 metres from the line. Now breaking off, Johnny Lee. 6 metres from the line. Preston goes right, George Bauer. Another man who's made his way off of the bench. The loose head prop. Now across to Jamie Hanna. Their final match in the Six Nations was amazing. Says Pro Pleb, and Tupotai Loa is definitely eligible for the All Blacks. Says Jordan. Now it's McLeod. Preston. Back to the right again. Now Taylor Cahill, I should say, apart from him. Is there really any other? And there you want right now, says Jordan. I mean, people have talked about Miracle Langi. Whether or not he's had his best season here is probably debatable, but he had that World Cup in 2023 for the Samoans and maybe played in 2024, so it depends. I think he probably has to wait just before that World Cup. Will Jordan. It's a bit of a weird concept, though, playing for one country and one World Cup and then another for the next. Only out 3, no such thing. And most are born in New Zealand. Says bad to the bone. Now, right-hand side again. There was a lot of swearing going on in that breakdown. Preston, after Fiaki, passes it on now. Can't quite get their way through. Preston, across to the left-hand side. Moana playing junk this year. Says Mohadin. Now, bounce pass. Saifaloi. Goodness, how did I miss Whainanuku's try? Says Zakaya there. He was a big run from him, just straight up the middle. Managed to bump out of a couple challenges and then just waiting for the pass that he never had to make. Now, Preston off to Fiaki short side. Show us the table. If you want the live standings, Crusaders with a win here would sit 5th in the overall standings. But I don't have it as of right now updated table. Preston, back to the right, 9 minutes remaining here. No rush for the Crusaders. They're up to 20 phases in a row. Trying to wear down this Moana Pacifica defence. The closing moments of the game. And now that the Six Nations is done, which other competitions are upcoming, we've got the July internationals for the rugby side of things, which is a part of that Nations Cup. Now passed across to the left. Chance for the offload. Looked like a knock-on the ground. Referees are saying play on just for now. And do you know Glasgow haven't lost Scotstoun since 2023, apparently. Well, that's pretty handy. 25 phases at the moment here for the Crusaders. No penalty advantage just yet. Now again to the right. Now left for Shalfoon. Couple of metres short, Preston. Puts it on the outside now. Nice hands there from the Crusaders. Will Jordan offloads to Cooper Grant. Couldn't quite get it to him cleanly. Now pass it in behind. Having a charge towards the sideline for Curtis McDonald. It'll be a 3-man tackle on him. The Crusaders have a bonus point yet. They certainly do. They're looking to get themselves the half century as well. Now Preston. Left-hand side, Will Jordan to Bauer. I mean, Moana, they are having a good old crack here. A bit of a counter ruck. Can't quite get the turnover. 30 phases in a row at the moment. Are you 26? I am, yes. Yesterday I watched the last 20 minutes. Oh, Fiaki goes through in phase 31. And they managed to score another try. And we have got the, I watched the last 20 minutes of the final between the Bulls vs Rhinos. Anyone else watched it? I don't know what the name of the comp was. And also Fiaki over Tangi Tau. He's just had a great run there too. Fiaki scoring the try for the Crusaders that gives them the 50 points. And then just go straight through. We wouldn't want to pick from Moana Pacifica if they play like this all the time. But luckily they don't. We have got the Fiaki is literally the guy Tangi Tau ran around over 1 metre of space. Says Jordan. Hey, beauty, says Sharon. And Bath had a good win last night. And that's a lot of phases, says Daryl. And they were holding strong for Moana. About 4 minutes of attack that was from the Crusaders, but still finding a way. And Fiaki misses that one away to the left-hand side. Are you doing sevens tomorrow? Some of the sevens I will be doing. More so the second day. And that is just due to the little bit more sleep I'm going to be trying to get for the final tomorrow. But we have still got another 2 streams coming up. Sharks versus Munster is going to be the URC fixture we cover. I was initially going to be doing Lions versus Edinburgh, but because of making a final that we weren't supposed to really make, it means that I'm now tied up on Sunday a bit more. Well, 50 is big, says Xander. And go the boys, says Daryl. Nice take. Here's your final cricket match tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be leaving in the morning before some of those sevens games actually do take place. And might not be home before the start of South Africa versus New Zealand. In fact, I think I can guarantee we won't be home in time if the team end up with the win, because we're all going up in a van. Nice take there. William Harvili And Crusaders need a big win today to fix their terrible points differential. Says Zakai now going on the short side. Are you doing the Stormers game? Stormers game will be covered on the channel, yes. So there's the one taking place on Monday morning. Pellegrini with the short ball. The Millennium Revi, it's knocked on. Go back there for another scrum. Good luck for tomorrow, Amish. Says Zakai, thank you very much. Do you ever go watch live games? Not a huge amount. I've only ever been to one game of Super Rugby. That was Crusaders versus Highlanders. Outside of that, never been to any other Super Rugby games. So they're doing the exact same thing, says Jordan. And Crusaders need a big win today to fix their terrible points differential, says Zakai. They're just showing the next 3 games for Moana. 2 more at home. That is up against the Highlanders next week and the Chiefs the week after. And then they'll be playing up against the Waratahs in Australia as their game in 3 or 4 weeks' time, I believe that is. Hope your team win tomorrow. I hope so too. Mainly because we've got like nothing to lose. We won the semi-final by the narrowest of narrow margins in a game that we probably should have won by a decent, amount. But we hung in there just about. And now, we're coming into the next game as underdogs as well. So we just go out there, hopefully play well and see what happens. Blues need a win against the Tars. Then we have 4 New Zealand teams in the top 6. Chiefs of Chokada, says Junior Ryder. Bring back the 10, says the Sporting Kiwi. Now, all front rows collapsing, told to use it there for the Crusaders. Now, sorry for Loy interception there for Moana Pacifica, and it is Nini who manages to score right at the end of the half. And it looks like he's in a little bit of a hurry here too. I don't think they can pull back much from this game other than maybe a little bit of points differential for Moana Pacifica. Wow, what a great try. You read it like a book there, Nini, in terms of rushing up. Just had to wait patiently. Kyle Preston decided he'd go the other way, and he was well and truly found out by his opposite number. There's more Kiwis playing for other countries than anyone else. He's bad to the bone. I won't be able to watch you today. It's Ed by me. And I got free tickets to Scotland versus Samoa. Nice. No time for you to yawn, Amish. Too busy packing, says Moa. Are you doing the Blues game? We certainly are. Yep, that's the next game that is on the radar. Taking place in around 45 minutes' time. And then the one after that is at 4 a.m. New Zealand time. We see it there, Preston. He thought he was on to something going short side. Did have Will Jordan there ready to try and grab that ball, but Nini did see it happening from a mile away. Managed to pounce and make the most of the steal. One's going to be kicked off long, taken by Glenn Vaihu. Tackled a little bit high from Antonio Shalfoon. Could have been a penalty in Moana's favour. Chris Apua wrestled down. Nini goes short side. I don't think they can cancel out the bonus point, but this is a great run from Patrick Pellegrini. Manages to get through Preston initially. Now right hand side, Abraham Pole going now to William Harvilli. Back across to the right again. The kick attempted in behind. Will Jordan chasing after it. Firing it on. Shalfoon goes to Kyle Preston. Lester Whainanuku. Now, brilliant step there. He goes straight through the defence. Going for a bit of a banana kick on the inside, but Patrick Pellegrini will be back covering, knocking the ball on though. And it will now be the scrum feed for the Crusaders right out in front. However, there's no time for yawning. Too busy yakking, Hamish, says Moa Hunters. Oh, rather than packing. I thought you were saying I was like packing for tomorrow. A great step from Lester Whainanuku. Tried to kick it back on the inside. Pellegrini was back to cover, but did end up just fumbling that ball. Just shows New Zealand is best at rugby. Says Cam Loves. Hunton. And also we have a Zimbabwean in the squad. I think he's the only one ever. Says Daryl. Zimbabwean in the squad. Who's the Zimbabwean? I know that they have a Democratic Republic of Congo representative and Vincent Tuchuka. Old, what's his name? Mavisiri's Zimbabwean, isn't he? But he hasn't quite made it to the box as of yet. That's a massive push there from Moana, turning the ball over when it comes to the scrum. Another knock on. So it just seems, and a knock on to finish off from the Crusaders as well. The end score in this game, 50 points to 21. Are we over there? I don't think Will Jordan is getting a try anymore. So here's Pro Plebe. And how long to go, please? Now 0 seconds. In this contest, we do see the end score 50 points to 21. The win for the Crusaders. It was close at half time. Only a few points separating these teams, but the second half they have come out firing. A little bit of a fire lit underneath them. Managing to get themselves a very solid win. But nonetheless, next live stream will be taking place in 40 minutes time. And that is going to be the matchup between the Waratahs and the Blues. So, of course, be sure to check that out. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy, sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.